Waking Up Singapore.
Gotta get up.
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Gotta get up.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We welcome our career strategist from Career Agility International, Adrian Choo.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
and
morning.
I'm so happy to be here today.
Always good to have you on the show. And today, we're talking about something that's a little sensitive, actually. Right?
Yeah, it is. It's all about the money.
Because someone might feel they're being underpaid, but actually, they're not. Everyone wants more pay.
Yeah, so how do you know you are being underpaid?
Just for the record, I just want to say, I'm happy.
Okay.
You shouldn't say that. Then from now on, you won't get your pay raises anymore.
Yeah, you're satisfied.
My take on it, and I agree with Glenn. I'm happy where I am now. But that doesn't mean when it's time to renew a contract, I'm not going to ask for more.
For more, yeah.
Because it's the norm.
Yeah.
You know, and if you've proved yourself, then you should get it.
Okay, so
but you can be happy where you are now.
for you guys, have you had to ask or has pay been risen?
You know, in all my career, I've never asked.
You've never. There you go.
Never
There you go. But your pay was risen anyway?
Most times.
Most times. Okay.
Most times.
Glenn? He's unsure.
I never
Never
asked.
asked as well.
Never
Okay.
asked.
That's because I think you have good employers, fair employers, who probably see the value you create. But not everyone out there is that generous or that, doing the right things may not come naturally to some people. So that's why, today's topic we're going to talk about is, what do you do if you're feeling underpaid?
Yeah, so if let's say you find out your peer, your exact peer, your level colleague is getting paid more, you accidentally find out. How do you broach the subject with your boss?
I think there are a series of steps we want to talk about today that you can do. But and it does happen, by the way. I've seen incidences where your colleague's pay slip goes into your mailbox by mistake. I've seen that happen. You open it up and go like, whoa, whoa. And it's especially in the old days when it was a physical letter being put in your pigeonhole, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you do find out that you're underpaid, and it's a real situation about being underpaid. And you know what? Oftentimes, the people who are most underpaid.
Who?
I hate to say this, but the loyal employees. If you've been with the company for many, many years, 15 years, 8 years, 10 years, chances are, if your salary isn't matched to the real world outside, what are you going to get? 2% increase every year?
So you're being
3%.
taken advantage of because you've been there for so long?
Unfortunately, yes. So a lot of times, whenever as a headhunter, when I was doing my headhunting, whenever I talk to a candidate and I see that the person has been in the company for a very long time, chances are he is not, I wouldn't say underpaid, because underpaid is relative, and I'm going to go into that in a while, but he may not be paid par at the market rate.
Market rate.
I totally understand where he's coming from, because we had this issue with the company that we worked for. We had someone who worked with us like forever, but forever ago, you started there.
Yeah.
And every year, I raised
2%,
their salary,
3% or whatever,
whatever. And it reached a point where this person was really underpaid.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the market gone up. But as management, we were not taking advantage.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking.
You weren't aware of it also.
We weren't
Right.
aware of it.
Yeah.
Of what other people were getting paid outside, right?
Until a consultant came in and went, yeah, hello. You
Yeah.
need to do something here. Because, you get into that rhythm of where it started.
And also, it's a corporation. So, do these corporations usually find out how other corporations are paying their employees, or do they just stick with what they know?
Well, they do have benchmark information. There are consultants out there who provide salary data. So you can find it quite easily if you wanted to.
Okay.
FD, when you were in the army, you were commando
I
regular.
didn't do.
How
didn't
much
do.
did you get paid?
I didn't do national service.
Then why are you wearing your red
Red
beret?
beret. I knew it was coming to that.
Beret. It's not a beret.
Okay, let's
Beret.
continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. It's Thursday, the 18th of May.
Kiss 92 Date Check brought to you by Gain City Megastore at Sungai Kadut's 8th anniversary sale. Head to Gain City Megastore at Sungai Kadut this weekend to get a free quote from 3 different ID firms and welcome gifts worth $230. See you this weekend.
Singapore's Kiss 92.
You don't look like in your photo. You're prettier than that. Drag you out at midnight to dance in headlights and making out in the rain. Look alive and come with me.
Not being paid enough. And our first question is why? What makes you say that?
So you've got to back it up.
You got to back it up. And sometimes that's why the title of today's topic is what to do when you feel underpaid, not when you are underpaid. Because sometimes you just feel underpaid. Example, you might have a situation where your team of 5 suddenly get downsized to 4, to 3, and the boss tells you, don't worry, we will backfill, we will get the replacement, no replacement. And what happens to you? Your workload goes boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
Bigger and bigger. And then suddenly you're doing 3 people's work on 1 paycheck.
Yeah.
And what you felt was a fair salary before, suddenly is you feel underpaid. So that's why whenever we say feeling underpaid, the first question is why?
But apart from like downsizing a team and then you getting loaded with more work, you can also get loaded with more work just for the heck of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, without it being downsized. And that's also when you should get paid more.
Yeah.
But you see, if you take on a job as a salesperson and you get more and more clients, right? You have more and more work, correct? Where is the concept, the concept of, but you agreed to get out for that money, man. You agreed to get out of bed for that money. When you joined me, you had a target to reach. You agreed to all of that, right? You agreed to get out of bed for this money.
Yeah.
So you're saying it matters not how much.
No,
is-
I'm saying, so do I wait for my contract to end and then I negotiate? Or when I'm feeling that I'm not paid enough, do I negotiate?
Well, I think, once again, it all depends. But to that point, if the salesperson is being paid a commission,
Yeah.
so then he shouldn't feel that bad because
Yeah.
the more I sell, the more I get,
earn,
right?
yeah.
What I cannot understand are bosses or companies who have a policy of capping commissions.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they go, when you
Oh,
sell
yeah,
the first
I've
1
heard of it,
million,
yeah.
beyond the first 1 million or no more commission, then
Yeah.
I'll stop
Then-
selling.
yeah, then
you
what's the
know?
point?
Yeah, I don't get it.
But doesn't the company benefit as well? The more you sell, is that not everything comes to you?
Once again, as I said, no, not all companies operate rationally.
Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah.
they
Fair
want to cap the expenses, or they want to cap the income. Or,
But what is the thought process behind capping it? Okay, no rationale.
They don't want that
More
guy to make
money
too much
for
money.
me.
No, but they make money as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he
but
says
if
no
I
rationale,
cap it,
right?
You're still, I cap it. I hope you're dumb enough to still keep selling. I make more money.
So you hope your employee is dumb.
Yes.
Right.
yeah, so,
What?
so that once again, no, if you're feeling underpaid, and sometimes I actually had this situation where we had a client come in, and he said that once again I'm feeling underpaid. And when we asked him why, it seemed that because he was looking at I've shared this story before, class gathering, old classmates. He saw his friends were
Driving big cars.
driving big cars, fancy watches, and he felt that hey, these idiots. Okay, I was smarter than them in school, and yet they're making more than me. So I think I'm underpaid. So once again, it's about feeling underpaid. So it's all relative. And the other interesting point is this. You may see a colleague of yours, same ranking, paid more than you. Does it mean you're underpaid? He might be taking more responsibilities. He might be handling a bigger portfolio. He may be performing better than you.
But what if he's not?
And then what if it's not?
Yeah.
Right? Then, so once again, everything is relative. So we need to find out what actually is the reason why you feel you're underpaid, whether you've been at a company for too long, whether you've been taken advantage of, or whether your portfolio is just smaller than his. Because you're covering 2 countries whereas he's covering 10. So it's all relative. But what do you then do if you do find out that you're underpaid? And in fact, the other question is, how do you know if you're underpaid?
Exactly.
You know,
Hey, but
it's-
sometimes these people might be having, side hustles and all that.
Oh, the ones that get more money? Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, a lot of people do multiple jobs.
And then
They
you
have
jump to
passive-
conclusion, then you go like, okay, I want more money, and then that's it. Wonder,
Yeah,
wonder,
not
wonder.
everything may come from the
Killer.
company.
Yeah.
You know what? The Straits Times came up with something last year. It's called the Singapore Salary Guide. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Seen
So what
that.
you can do, it's still online. If you just Google Straits Times job salary, whatever it is, it pops up. So you input your age. You input your current monthly salary and then what you're doing.
Really?
And you click on Let's Go, and it will actually
Yeah.
tell you what you should be earning.
I disagree. That
should-
totally.
You
Yeah.
disagree? Age?
Age 67.
Wear a red hat,
Monthly salary?
1 million.
Very nonsense, you.
wearing a red beret.
He told us he did.
No. You assumed. I didn't tell you.
Okay,
wait.
$1 million.
See like these monkeys.
And then job.
1, 2, 3. 1 million has 6 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Yes, correct. And
Job.
Job.
Okay.
Presenter. Kiss.
I don't know if
92.
they have.
And then your photo pops up.
Radio presenter.
No, and then after this, I get a bloody call from IRAS. No, because someone in IRAS is listening now.
Wait, hold on. Media, software. No, what else is there?
DJ?
No.
No.
Events? Event manager.
MC,
Yeah.
MC.
How about
Stage.
Event manager.
Event manager. Let's put that. Let's
Event.
go.
He's not an event manager. Okay, let's go on here.
Okay.
Kiss 92 traffic.
No news from the roads right now. You know you can always WhatsApp us if you have any updates about what's happening on the road. It's 8855500920.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is our career strategist and friend, Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Glenn. And this morning we were talking about what do you do if you feel or if you do find out you're underpaid.
So, okay, let's take FD for example. Okay, so let's say he was paid $1 million.
Yeah.
Because we suspect that
We
he's
suspect
getting
that
$1
he's
million a year.
he dropped a hint, a couple of
Yeah.
hints, yeah.
How do you think he's overpaid as a radio presenter?
So you know what the Straits Times salary little thing did? I keyed in
Yeah,
67.
evident, yeah.
I keyed in event manager because there's no other category for you.
Should have retired a long time ago.
$1 million. It says your input is benchmarked against the monthly gross wages of Singaporean and permanent residents. Yours is over the limit, it says.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid too much. So you have no problem.
Well,
You all asked me just now, am I happy with my salary? I went, yes.
You should be.
I'm joking. It says your monthly wage of $1 million is in the top 25% of those in the role of event manager.
Yes.
Wow.
No, top 25 is
Top
too broad.
20.
And that's exactly why
It's too broad.
I have a beef with
Yeah.
data like this.
Okay.
It's too broad.
It's
Once
too
again,
broad.
though, it's like how long is a piece of string?
Yeah.
There's so many variables. Which industry? If I'm in an industry that has razor tight margins, versus I'm in an industry, like for instance in retail, how tight the margins are at
Yeah.
retail, versus if I was an influencer or something like that, where it's just pure money coming in, right? For instance, so salary data like that is not the best way to do. It can give you a guide,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just too many variables involved.
But that's just what it is. It's a guide.
It's a
It's a
guide.
guide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a guide.
It's not a Bible.
I think one of the best ways is if you go for so if you have headhunters calling you up, asking them about what sort of salary ranges for a role of my similar scale and scope and industry would be like. If they have been covering your sector, they will be able to know what the benchmark is for your sector. The other way about it is even if you're very happy in your job, go for interviews. Apply and see what comes back and whether or not they were willing to come back to you and offer you a bigger package. And suddenly the delta, the difference is like 40%.
Okay.
Then you're thinking like, oh, what's happening here?
Right. So what's the approach like? Okay, so let's say I'm in a manager's role, okay? And my job scope is such. And like you mentioned earlier on, right? All of a sudden, you're given a little bit more to do, all right? And you know that you have to ask for a little bit more, but you're feeling a bit awkward, right? And then your supervisor says, no worries, you will be getting a pay raise. But I don't know what the pay raise is.
And you don't know when it's coming.
Right? No, I know
Yeah,
when
you know
it's
when it's
coming.
coming. Okay, you don't know what it is.
So I'm just saying yes, thank you very much, not knowing how much more I'm going to get. And let's say that figure is revealed, as time goes by, and I feel like, oh, maybe it's not enough.
Yeah.
Then what do I do?
Yeah. Do you seem ungrateful
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
ask?
Do I ask for more?
Well, there's always no harm asking for more. It's not a matter of whether do you ask for more, it's how you ask for it. I mean, if you're going to go in and thump your fist on the table and flip the table over, then that's not the way. But if you, there are ways you can do it, but it does take a bit of finessing and a bit of strategy involved. Then you can do it. But I'm always of this philosophy: if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, that's true.
And if it comes in, your boss says, "Well, you're going to take over so and so's portfolio. We're going to give you a raise," and then you get a 1% raise. It's like, can we have a discussion, boss?
But also, like you said, you have to back it up, right? You have to say, I'm doing this,
have to-
and I should be getting paid significantly more.
Yeah, and when we go off the air afterwards, we're going to talk about when we're on a Facebook Live. We're going to talk about what are some of the ways you shouldn't be asking for a raise.
Okay, all right.
This is where we break all the rules.
Yeah.
when we are on the Big Show TV. Okay, it is 8:16.
Kiss 92 time check brought to you by Putian. Fresh, crisp, and
Okay,
Oh no, sorry. We break all the rules on the Big Show Uncensored,
Yes.
podcast.
Correct. Correct.
Oh, wow.
Adrian, before we get into how we shouldn't be doing it, what are your thoughts on? Person gets, and this is only because I know someone in this position, has taken on more work, has gone to the boss and said, let's talk about the money I'm earning. They have a discussion, and a figure is arrived at.
Okay, which is a good thing.
Right? Both parties are happy with this figure.
Okay.
The boss then turns, turns to him and says, we can only do it at the beginning of our next financial year, which is 8 months from now.
So they can't do it mid-contract, basically.
They can't do it.
Well, sometimes it could be a budgeting issue. Once again,
I mean, it is plausible.
It could be a legitimate reason for it. It could be a hidden agenda behind it. Maybe he's telling you, okay, fine, we'll do it in February next year.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm getting a replacement for you because you're such a pain in the butt.
But then what if you
it could be
arrive at February also and that pay should be more than what you agreed on?
It's
You
a
know what I
moving
mean?
target, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like because you've
Yeah.
got so much more work. But hey, you already agreed for that price.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm going to give you more work. Don't worry, you'll get paid more after 8 months or whatever it is.
So it's, but also once again, it's okay. Point get it in writing, so to make sure that the boss doesn't come. But I think it's to FD's point. If your boss gives you more work and it's just a project or it's just to help him out, don't be overly calculating. Say, this one is going to take more of my time. I want a 20% increase. Otherwise, I'll be unhappy. Otherwise, the bosses and the bosses' bosses are going to look at you and go, this guy's so calculating. It's not fun to be with. And every time, if you develop the reputation, it's not going to do you any favors.
Correct. I think we've had like friends in the radio industry like that.
Yeah.
For every extra thing that they were asked to do, they wanted money.
Yeah.
And so they're no longer with us.
Unfortunately.
Bye-bye.
Oh dear.
No, can you imagine? I mean, it's like if there is a weekend appearance, and this one is a bit off the book, so you just need to come, so they can't pay you. And they say, I'm not coming unless you pay me X dollars.
We've had
Right.
people like
We've
that.
had
Yes.
people.
Yeah, right. Then it's like, but, that's not the point, and then you're not cooperative. You're seen as not one of the guys.
Yeah.
But does it matter full-time versus part-time? Because that comes up a lot as well.
It
know what I
does,
mean?
it
Like
does.
you're already being paid this amount. You've already got all the benefits, and then you've got the part-timers that are being paid per job that they do and stuff like that.
Fair is
So
fair, right?
yeah.
Fair
So
is
what?
fair.
Yeah, fair is fair.
Fair is
okay.
fair. I mean, if you're a part-timer and you're going to come in to do 4 hours of work on the weekend, then I think you should be paid. But if you're already like a regular and then you have to do a weekend appearance, it's just to shake some hands, to wave around, and then about 1 hour and you go back.
Then think of your contract before you say no.
Because by helping out, you're kind of like solidifying yourself within the organization, right?
Yeah.
For sure. You're going one up, and you're going beyond.
Yeah.
And
your
I mean,
job
at the
scope.
end of the day, you should always think about, your company.
Yeah, the bigger picture.
Correct?
Right?
I'm not saying like
Yeah.
like kiss your company's
Submissive,
ass
yeah,
or anything
yeah.
like that. But you're working for your company.
Yeah.
You've got to think for
Yeah.
your company. You got to help your company out as much as possible, and hopefully they repay the favor.
And sorry, just to cut you off, but is having a job and stability, especially these days, because there are threats of the economy not going to be doing so well and stuff like Singapore. I think we're still at the moment we're still quite comfortable, but it may go sideways. Should you hold on to what you have, even if you're not entirely satisfied? You're not smiling every day you come into work and all that. It's not your dream job, but should you hold on to what you have based on the bigger picture, based on stability and security?
Well, I think as we spoke about this about 3 weeks back about job security and career security, so it's very big on everyone's mind. I mean, if you have a huge trust fund that you can rely on, or if you have a war chest that you can not work for the next 3 years, then if you're unhappy, you quit lah. But the reality is, with increasing inflation, increasing mortgage rates and everything, right? So we still need to have a job. So if you're unhappy with the job, look for something else in the background in the meantime.
But make sure you have something before you say,
Yeah,
I'm
but
done.
unfortunately, if the situation at the office is killing you physically, emotionally, mentally, and you're falling sick, you can't sleep at night, you're going into a depression, then even if you have nothing in hand, I think it's
Just go.
still better to just go. You sort yourself out first, take care of yourself first, and then get back to the level of performance where you were previously, and then you go look for a role. Because honestly, no job's worth dying for.
And you're no good to anyone if you don't do well anyway, right?
Yes, so that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, you said you were going to tell us how not to ask for a raise. I want to hear this one. What are we not supposed to do?
So the worst way to do it is so-and-so is being paid that much. I'm paid less than him.
That's the worst way to do it?
That's the second worst way. Okay?
Really?
Comparing.
Okay.
Compare. Then the boss can, how do you know? Oh, I accidentally tore open his salary slip by mistake. So you it's opening a big can of worms. Okay, because when you do that, you're comparing, and unreasonably so, because there are different nuances in the role. No two jobs are the same, exactly the same. And chances are your performance, his performance, may be better than yours, or whatever it is. The worst way to get asked for a raise is to come with a piece of paper. And
With
go,
a list.
No. I actually have a job offer from a competitor.
Oh.
This is the salary I'm
It's like,
asking for.
okay, bye.
Yeah, if you don't match,
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. I haven't signed yet. I've seen people do that before
Really?
as their bargaining
So
chip.
is it trying to call their bluff? Some of
It's
them, I'm
staring down.
sure,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Effie, what would you do if you were the boss and someone
It
did that?
actually happened to me once, and I said,
Oh.
Go.
Yeah, fine. No.
Yeah.
I said, give me 10 minutes. I walked to accounts. I prepared a check with extra money in lieu of notice.
Oh,
and I
no.
said, get out now.
That's why you're a commando, no? Effie?
No.
The red beret again?
You never, ever hold your company to ransom.
Yeah. And
You don't.
that's how it feels like when you're the boss.
You don't.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I'm
if your
sorry.
staff did that to you?
Yeah,
don't.
for sure. Yeah,
No
no,
way.
I'll be like, okay,
Would
go.
that be hashtag gangster or hashtag stupid?
Hashtag stupid gangster.
Stupid gangster is the head. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Stupid
yeah.
gangster. Okay, so don't threaten.
Yeah, don't threaten.
Don't
Yeah.
ransom. The second is don't compare.
Yeah, don't compare.
Okay, what else?
I think I actually know some people right now who are still subscribing to quiet quitting. And they just perform at the level where they're performing. Say, you're not going to pay me more, then I'm not going to work as hard as I should. Or like what we were talking about last week, remember?
Minimum Mondays.
Minimum Mondays, FD. So you want to explain to the listeners what minimum Mondays
Minimum
are?
Monday is where you, on Sunday, you plan what is the minimum you can do to get through Monday, so you start the week with the least amount of stress.
Stay home.
So I just do this little bit to get through Monday. And to me, that's the dumbest thing, because then you're going to
You're
shift
gonna pile
everything
it-
to Tuesday,
Yeah.
and you're just going to be stressed out on Tuesday. So what's the difference?
Yeah, so it's going to be minimum Monday, but terrible
Maximum
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Terrible Tuesday. Yes.
These were the decisions we used to make when we were kids.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
for
true.
Primary school.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Or secondary
And I
school.
think some adults still do it. They're like, Sunday, my weekend is not long enough because the most amount of MCs are taken on a Monday.
Yes.
You know?
That's why the doctor's queue is always the longest on Monday, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone
because
knows-
everyone suddenly is ill on Mondays.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, if you underperform just to match, and then if you've been underperforming, and then you go to your boss and ask for a raise, that's not going to happen. So if you want to get a raise, if you really need to strategize about it,
but overperform and then you can go in and
then you have some leg to stand on.
but
Yes.
right?
obviously
You got
don't
a bargaining chip.
But
I said,
obviously
okay,
don't overperform just in the lead up too. It has to be over
Yeah,
a long period,
Let's go
right?
back on the radio. Stand by. Boom, boom, pow. Boom, boom,
No,
pow.
we don't need to listen to the music, Glenn.
Oh, okay, sorry.
92 traffic.
On the AYE heading towards Tuas after Normanton's exit, a vehicle has broken down. Look out for that and stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show. It's Glenn, Angel, and the Commando with Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International.
I'm never wearing this thing again.
If you
Never.
don't know what Glenn's talking about, you can always join us
Yeah,
on
you
our
gotta see
Facebook and YouTube channels /Kiss92FM.
I'm suddenly a commando.
So we're talking about how to broach the topic if you think you're being underpaid. And you just took us through some tips about what not to say if you think you're being underpaid when you're having this conversation with your employer.
Yeah.
And you said, things like, don't compare like, oh, she's getting X amount of dollars. How come
Yeah.
I'm not getting that? Or, but I have a great job offer.
Yeah, there's for those of our listeners or listening to us in their cars right now who weren't listening on off air. The one of the worst ways to ask for an increase is to, like what you said, have a job offer in hand and say, and wave that offer letter in your boss's face and go like, look, company X, who's our number one competitor, is offering me 40% increase in salary. Can you match it? And that's a surefire recipe for being shown the door, because you're just gonna hold like what FD said, you're holding the company ransom.
And you have fired someone in your company for that.
Yeah, I fired someone for that.
What about sorry.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I just wanted surely the other thing that you don't want to be, not so much do, but be, is emotional when you get in to ask for that.
But
You don't
You
go
start
in
crying?
angry. No, go in angry.
Yeah. Well, you see, and that's the big challenge, because money is emotional, see. And it's not just about the dollar value. Sometimes you may not even need the extra money, because you're pretty okay. But
It's the
just
ethics.
it's just the ethics. It's just the recognition of the extra effort I'm putting in for it, you see. And the other way, which I don't
You know,
quite
visual I'm getting now when you all talked about that. I'm taking out money, cash in hand, and I'm singing to the money, I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you.
and that is true. So that's why we always say that if you're having a salary negotiation, don't be emotional about it, because you're right, it is very emotional. And to the point where one of the ways you don't ask for an increase as well is to go and tell your boss a sob story. I've got this
5
problem.
mouths to
I've got 5 mouths to
feed.
feed. I just adopted 2 street dogs, and I need, I got a cat, and she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's not you're not asking for a salary review on the basis of your contribution. You're asking for salary increase on the basis of charity.
Yeah.
And no company is a charity
It's a
organization.
charity
Yeah,
organization.
correct, yeah.
So don't bring your sob stories in.
Don't bring
That's
the
what you're
subsidies.
saying.
Keep it professional.
Yeah.
But exactly what you mentioned just now, Angel. If you want to have a salary review, you got to talk to your boss. Okay. And what you talk to your boss about? It's about your performance. If it's boss, it's been 3 years since my last salary increase, since COVID, and now that COVID's over and the company's doing well. I was wondering if we could review the situation.
You always talk about the proper tonality and the proper attitude, like going in and speaking about anything, whether it's a meeting, whether it's with your boss, asking for a pay raise and whatnot. But what about your body language? Because I've noticed you sitting here in front of us, and every time you speak, every time you're referring to each one of us, you turn your chair to completely face that person. And obviously, this is a lot of training involved, and you're so used to it. So how does one sort of walk into the office of the boss? What kind of body language should we be using?
Well, I tell you, if I'm a woman, I know I'll be a very attractive woman, a very sexy woman. And boy, will I use my body language.
Oh no!
Yes, immediately I'll get a ring. Anyway, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV, because it's going to get a little bit graphic now. It's Thursday, the 18th of May.
Kiss 92 Date Check brought to you by Gain City Megastore at Sungai Kadut's 8th
So in terms of body language, I mean, how do you saunter in? Do you dress up particularly more, when you go in? I mean, what do you
or
pay
in his
attention
case,
to?
less.
In his case, less. If he's not as a
Much
man,
less.
but in a woman.
Next, Scanty Ong. Can you
Terrible.
Quickly now.
Terrible. Well, I think just once again, always be professional about it. And if you build a business case around it, and seriously, if you've not been performing, like I just saw online this morning, this guy He was on medical leave for 15 years. I don't know how true this is. He was on medical leave for 15 years, and he's suing his company for not giving him a raise.
In Singapore?
No.
Okay. I've got
Must be in the US.
No,
must be in the
we
US.
all laugh at this, right? But my brother, God rest his soul, before he passed away, was on medical leave, full salary for 3.5 years.
Why? Like, I mean, can we ask?
He couldn't work,
Okay.
but the company
They
said
kind-
In
you've
good
done,
faith.
you've
That's
been with
nice.
us 15 years.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
we're going to keep paying
Yeah.
your
Okay.
salary.
That's nice. But
So
what
it
about
does
this?
happen.
But what
It
about
does
this guy,
happen.
though?
But this guy, he's suing the company for not giving him a raise for the past 15 years because he was on medical leave.
Wow.
So I haven't really read the full
The
details of it
context,
yet.
yeah.
But on the surface of it, it's just a bit. So once again, if you've not been performing and you ask for a raise, it doesn't sit well.
No, but this story was ridiculous.
A bit
It was
extreme.
so
Have you read it?
Hashtag mental.
But what about inflation, though? I mean, say inflation is 5%. Does that mean your raise should be 5%?
And well, hopefully it would be, but chances are it's not
In
going to
real
happen.
life,
Once
it's
again, it's going to be contingent, and I hate to say it, it's going to be contingent upon your performance. And if there's no increase in your responsibility and you're not performing, and if you want to ask for an increase, all you're going to end up pissing the boss off.
How do we reconcile when what I consider performance and
Yeah.
my boss considers performance are
That's
two
true.
different things?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, the boss is always right, no?
Correct.
That's it, like end of the story.
Yeah, I mean, it's like imagine it's a horrible analogy here. The parent and the child, right? The child goes, no, but I finished half my bowl of broccoli. It's good enough. But the parent
Mother
says,
says
look, I'm
no.
in charge, right? I'm in charge. You got to eat it all up because it's good for you. Reasonably or unreasonably, the boss there's a golden rule. Okay, the man with the goal makes the rules.
That's the golden rule.
That's that's a good one. That one.
So-
I'm going to use that in my office. Let me write it down.
So you're the boss. The man with the goal makes the rules. So if you're not happy, leave.
You need to have that on your wall.
Yeah.
Right? Painted on the wall.
Yes. If you're not happy, leave.
The golden
Oh,
rule
I see, I
is
see.
the man who what? The man
The
who
man with the goal makes the rules.
the man with the goal makes the rules.
I like that
Makes
one
the
better.
rules.
You're not happy, leave.
yeah, that's
No, but
that should be on the front door.
But that rule for me has always worked because whether or not you're talking to the client, the man with the goal makes the rules. The client wants this, you after his goal, you do what needs to be done, right? So that's the logic.
That's true.
The man with the goal makes the rules. So if your bosses,
what was that?
okay.
Oh. I see.
Nonsense. Since when do we have alarms?
That works actually.
That's very good, Sean.
Oh, we should give you this bell next time. I mean, it works when we're off air, right?
Yeah, because you can't hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Because nobody can see the card. Okay.
Okay.
Benny. Super lonely.
Is it Benny
Right
or Benet?
Well,
Nowadays, you can't tell.
Benee.
No accent, right?
No
so Benny.
accent.
Okay.
Yeah, so Benny.
Okay.
That's a nice way to spell Benny, actually.
Yeah, actually, it is.
Yeah, but why change it? I mean, B-E-N-N-Y was so much easier. It's like,
That's the female version.
oh, right.
Of Benny.
Yeah, it could have been an
Cute.
I-E. Is it cute? Yeah, cute.
Cute,
Sure.
very cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're with Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. It's been very, very exciting because we're talking about how you can ask for a raise. And I was just wondering, are there any bosses, out there who perhaps has encountered a ridiculous situation by an employee, asking you for more money or whatever? Maybe you can share with us on
Oh,
Facebook.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah,
It
for
would be
sure,
fun.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
many bosses tuned in, what?
Absolutely. Key it in, man, to our Facebook or YouTube channels.
The closest we've got is Fiona, who's actually come up and said she's been working with this company a really long time.
Okay.
And she continuously has to ask for raises. And when she goes in to ask for a raise, she has to have the facts and figures with her.
Yeah.
So literally, it's a paper. I'm ready. I
But
got
that's what you
everything.
need, right? I mean, you need to back it up because
need to back it up.
I think some people, when they go in to a meeting, they tend to forget what they want to say. So if you have it written down, that way you'll hit all
Yeah.
your points.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
If I'm the
Present
boss, I'll
the
be
case.
very scared when I see Fiona. The moment she walks into my office and this woman is going to ask me for a raise now. Because FD said she asks for raises quite often, right?
Whenever she asks for a
Sounds
raise,
like it's
she has to be
all the
backed up.
time.
Yeah.
No, but to me, even with my staff, they have a right every year.
Whenever the contract is.
You know, they have a right every year.
And the truth is, if the staff is bringing in 20% more profit than he or she was the year before,
Exactly.
then you wouldn't mind sharing a bit of that, right?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
if the staff is bringing like just 2% more business, and she or he is asking for 15% more, that's
You're not going to get it.
the arithmetic doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
doesn't
should
work.
it be correlated to how much you're bringing in? Like you said, somebody is bringing in 20% more. They're personally responsible for that. Should your salary reflect that 20%?
It could, but then again, then you have people like in HR or finance who aren't really profit centers but cost centers. Then how do you measure that as well, right?
Yeah.
So there are various ways. I mean, if that's why we coach our clients on how to negotiate salaries as well.
I've always worked for big companies, and I don't think I've had an issue there. I've always left it to them, just thinking that, okay, they'll be fair to me. Do you think that is true or not? Because I'm thinking like it's the smaller companies who will be a bit more. If there's
Tighter.
Penny pinching.
correct. It's the smaller companies that will do that, but the bigger, more established companies that have a reputation, they're not gonna underpay you.
May or may not. May or may not.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out, like what if you found out that your peer was getting, say, double of what you're getting?
Okay.
I mean, because you don't know what everybody else is getting, and that's all confidential.
Yeah.
But what if you did find out, because you're like, oh, you've always left it to them, and you've always kind of trusted that you're being paid what you're worth and stuff like that. But what if you found out that you're not?
I don't know.
You see, like,
He's
it's
never
like,
faced that. Yeah.
For example, right? Glenn and myself joined this organization at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If today, after close to 8 years, I found out that Glenn was earning 30% more than I am,
Yeah. What would you do?
I agreed to get out of bed for this money. Whose problem is it? It's mine.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but,
agree.
but
I'm-
correct.
okay,
but would
but
you
we
renegotiate?
No, we
let's-
didn't negotiate
No.
together.
No,
right?
of
We
course,
negotiated
yes.
separately.
Let's make it even messier, okay? What if he got the 30% raise in January this year, but you didn't?
Okay, I agree.
And you guys were doing the same job, but
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
agreed the
Yeah.
year
Now,
before last.
The fact being, we don't do the same job. He takes on a lot more responsibility than I do.
Wow.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the supreme
Okay,
leader.
let's say you get the 30% raise and he doesn't.
Whoa.
Then the ball's in his court because I got the raise.
I'll be
Yeah.
okay also lah.
Okay.
Because he's been doing this for
Longer.
This is your 70th year doing this.
Close
Seven-
to 73, I think. Yeah,
But not everyone's as kumbaya as you guys.
Yeah,
you see.
that's true.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
Good
true.
friends and everything. But imagine if you found out that someone in the afternoon show, I'm going to be horrible here, or some other part of it, then it's fine. What? She's being paid that much?
Yeah.
Then it's like, why? And then once again, the emotions come in. So if you are having a salary, if you're feeling about the salary issue, if you're feeling underpaid, talk to your boss. And if your boss doesn't agree with your point of view, then maybe it's time to move. And if you move on to another place, maybe you get that 50% bump in salary, and you're so happy you're jumping around, and you realize you actually have to do 200% more work, or 50%.
Yeah.
And then you go crawling back to your boss again. So everything's relative, but you don't know if you don't what you don't know what you don't know. So go out, talk to people, talk to headhunters in the market. You can come talk to us as well. info@careeragility.org. We're happy to give you some ideas whether or not what you can do about it. And in the worst case scenario, if you don't want to leave the company and if you feel you're underpaid, maybe start a side gig.
Yeah.
We've got a very interesting comment on our we were talking about people like HR and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the comment is, remember that these people also help save your job. HR makes it a just decent working environment.
Oh, yes. Very
Without
important.
accounts, your clients can't get billed.
You-
Money doesn't come in. So yeah, let's not scrimp and save on those people because they are as important to you as anyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
It's what I always believe is a fair day's wages for a fair day's work.
Yeah.
End of
Yes.
the day,
Yeah.
If you're the boss, it's one thing to want to hoard all the profits to yourself, but ultimately, if you don't take care of your staff, they will walk.
Yeah. They
Correct.
won't take care of the company.
And you'll be in even more trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll have an even bigger headache. Okay. Thank you very much, Adrian, for joining us today.
Pleasure's all mine. Catch up with all our listeners again next Thursday.
All right. Thank you very much. We've been speaking to Adrian Choo, CEO and founder at Career Agility International. Coming up very soon, Shawn C. Keep it right here on KISS 92.
Stay.
Yes, Shawn.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Shawn.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Very, very good.
Enjoying the weather?
Which
Wait,
part of it?
Let me look up.
What is it now?
We
Is it
don't
raining?
know. It's
Sun is
raining.
shining
it's
here.
sun. It's rain. It's
Sun
sun.
is shining
Who
here.
knows?
But today,
Are you playing golf?
I am, of course.
Oh, okay.
Central, northern, eastern may get some
I
rain
think
this
it
afternoon.
might just rain. I mean, it rains in the afternoon now.
Yeah, it
So
does.
it'll rain for like maybe an hour and then it will stop.
And then it'll
Did you
stop.
get rained out yesterday?
No. I couldn't complete 18 holes because we teed off a little later. But we managed to finish 17 holes.
Oh, that's
so
all right.
just
Oh,
missed
it's
out on
one hole.
17 out
Yeah,
of 18.
there was a rain delay, about 1.5 or 2 hours. Yeah.
Then can you
Okay,
go back today and finish the last hole?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then spend the rest of the time drinking.
Today I'm playing golf with my good friend, Mr. Tay Ping Hui.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Always fun playing with the man. Morning, Ping Hui. Are you ready?
Okay, Shawn, what you got up your sleeve or on the table today?
Okay, so got 2 decks here. Okay, red and blue. And let's see, FD, just choose a color. I have a prediction here. Choose the red or the blue deck.
Blue.
Blue.
Why?
Okay,
Your beret is
wrong
red.
choice. Never mind.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks, wrong choice.
Okay, never mind. You chose wrong. It wasn't supposed to go that way, but it's fine.
Oh.
You chose the blue
Hey,
deck. Okay,
hello. You said choose.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay,
Damn it.
he chose blue, so we'll go with blue. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll use the blue deck. Let's give it a little bit of a mix first, okay? And FD, after I'm done with this mix, okay, you get to pick a card. Okay. So
Okay.
just stop me anytime.
Stop.
Hey.
Here.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
that's
One
fine.
later,
Yeah, I'll settle for that. I'll settle for that. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Here. Right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Everyone have a look at the card.
Okay.
Okie dokes.
Okay.
Did you
gotta
see
put
it?
right
You didn't
back.
see it, huh? You didn't see it, right?
It's okay if I see it because
It's
that's
okay.
not the thing. Okay, because you see, FD was supposed to pick the other deck, the red deck, you know, and I
Damn
really
it.
wanted you to. I really wanted you to pick red, so we're gonna try
yeah.
to get you to actually
Hey.
pick a red card.
Damn.
Okay. Like you didn't pick the right deck, but at least you picked the right card. Do you still remember what the card was, though?
Yes.
What was it?
3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Let's have a look. Yeah, we got it. 3 of diamonds. Okay, that was the card
nice.
you chose. Okay. All right. Let's not just leave the fun to you. Let's also
Okay.
get I guess Glenn. Glenn, just stop me as well anytime
Okay.
you want.
Stop. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's closer.
Okay.
Closer
And,
than
this
FD.
is where
Closer
we-
than mine.
This is, yeah,
Okay.
this is where we stopped.
Okay.
Right. And same thing. I mean, I hope that I don't know what deck would you have chosen. You have chosen the blue deck, red deck.
I would have chosen the blue deck.
The blue deck, okay, that's fine. The blue deck, you know.
Yes.
But the thing is that I also wanted you to choose the red deck.
Oh.
Okay, which is why the card that you stopped at is
Yeah.
Missing.
a red card. No, it's a red card. It's supposed to be a red card. Let's see. What was the card that you chose? Remember?
The Queen of Diamonds. A Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Diamonds.
Queen of
Queen of
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
Diamonds. Diamonds.
Queen of Diamonds. Okay, and it's
I'm a bit
supposed to turn
cockeyed
red.
these
But,
days.
yeah, we're supposed to turn red, but we already have one red card here.
No.
That is the.
Damn it. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
That's a nice one.
It was the Queen of Diamonds,
Yes.
right? Not the
It
Queen
was-
of Hearts,
no, it was
right?
the Queen of
Because
Diamonds.
My vision is a bit blurry. I thought
Yes.
I saw
That's,
Queen
good.
of Hearts.
That's a good one, Shawn.
Which would mean then
Right.
that
He's
was wrong.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but it was Queen of
We're
Diamonds.
That's
still
why
we're
I'm
still
like-
trying to call you out, man.
Which is why I
Yeah,
want
that was a good one.
everyone to see, witnesses, everyone.
Yes.
There's Glenn, there's FD, there's Angel, there's Adrian in the studio. They're
Adrian,
all
yes,
people
Adrian's here
watching.
as well.
And the beauty is we can always rewind this on YouTube or Facebook and make sure it was the Queen of Diamonds.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, everyone can rewatch this. So, like, if you missed the live show, check it out on Facebook and YouTube, right?
Yes, absolutely.
man.
Nicely done, Shawn.
Good one, Shawn.
It's there forever
It's oh dear. Yeah.
There forever.
and ever.
Which is
So
why I
if
can
you-
never screw up on the show.
Exactly. If you make an idiot out of yourself or us as well,
Yeah.
it's always there.
Yeah.
Means one day we
Stored
can
for-
watch
for
ourselves
posterity.
again. No, it's like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. It's like members of Friends watching themselves.
Like the reruns, right?
The reruns. You know, every time I watch these reruns, I'm like, they're so old now.
Yeah. Okay, let's not go
But
there.
they're so hot on this.
They used to look so good.
Jennifer
What
Aniston.
happened?
At least you say
Hopefully
that
you
with
guys won't
reruns.
Jennifer Aniston still
hopefully you
looks
guys
good
don't
though.
feel that about yourself in 5 years. When you-
I do.
Exactly.
Every day I look in the mirror. I used to look like, but I don't.
Oh no. Not looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Shawn.
Forever young. We're gonna be forever young.
Okay, wait, since Shawn is still here, last question. What do you like about Singapore? What do you not like about Singapore? It's our topic of the day.
What I like about Singapore, safety. Yeah, we're so safe. You know, we don't
Okay.
get much crime, right?
Yeah.
But when we do get crime, it's always weird crimes, like
That is true.
uncles fighting at a coffee shop. That's what our police is dealing with.
Or some random guy with a parang or something like that out of nowhere.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Teenagers humping dogs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, cats. It was a
Cats.
cat.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
God.
cat. Right.
Okay.
Cat.
And what do you not like? Those
What do I
crimes.
not like. The fact that our police have no street cred because this is the kind of crimes we deal with. Teenagers. You know?
Nice. It's either old people or young people, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
okay,
I like
good
that.
one, good one.
Please don't have street cred. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Shawn.
Thanks, Shawn.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Same thing. Yeah, our listeners, fans, if you want, just follow me on Shawn VME. All right, and then you can see what I'm up to.
Will do.
All right. Take
Thanks,
care,
Shawn.
Sean.
All right.
See you next
See you
week.
guys next week.
Bye bye.
All right. This has been The Big Show.